It is 9/11. Thanks for joining us back here on Daybreak. Home prices are still rising, but as we just talked about, at a slower pace than we saw in the spring, which was unprecedented. FC Tucker's July real estate report also shows an increase in houses available to buy. Inventory is increasing. Realtor Dan Brown joins us again here on Daybreak. Dan, thanks for joining us. We appreciate your perspective. So this is some good news for buyers as there's more inventory. The bad news is there's no relief at the price tag yet.
Yeah, that's exactly right, Kylie. In fact, that's precisely right. You know, we're coming out of a market that we had never recorded in all of our Central Indiana's Board of Realty's statistics, and that goes back to the 70s. So we had an inventory market where there was just nothing for sale.
Sure.
And anybody that was trying to buy a house in the springtime understands exactly what kind of frenzied market that was. People were trying to buy with cash. They were backing up appraisals and all kinds of technical things that really did not lend itself to a very comfortable market at all, and it was exhausting. So what we've seen here in the summer months is that, and people keep talking about it being a reset. It's not a reset. We have a national shortage of single-family housing, and we do here in Central Indiana. So the market isn't turning, it isn't going anywhere, it's slowing down just a little bit, but in perspective, we need to think about it. So here's some numbers to think about. We measure houses in days on market. That's one of our metrics. An average market, it's 30 to 45 days on market, and that's a pretty good market. In April, it bottomed out at 4 days on market.
My goodness.
And one of those days is the day it goes on market, and one of the days is when it comes off and you do the paperwork. So really, that was the bottom. We've doubled our inventory, but we are now up to 8 days on market.
So when somebody calls you with advice, which I'm sure you're asked for a lot.
Every day.
From buyers and sellers.
Sure.
Is this the time I need to sell? You know, say it is a secondary home or something that you don't necessarily need. Because it's kind of, if it's your primary home and you sell it, you're on the hook to buy something that's more
You're in the back
anyway.
side of the other side of the market.
It's
that's
kind
right.
of, it doesn't really matter. It's a wash. So what do you say to people who need to buy a home right now, or they want to buy a home? Should they wait if they want it? Or is it going to be a bad investment if they need it? Are they going to get underwater here in a few years? What are the pros and cons? I
talk to a lot of other brokers, and here's the takeaway I get from everyone I talk to, that the prices that we have here are going to be around for a while, that this is a market price, and we've had an upshift. So when people are talking about waiting for the correction or the bubble to burst, there really isn't one.
Okay.
The prices that we're seeing have escalated, but we were also underpriced, I believe, as a market for a long time. So what that means is that the prices have risen. They're still keeping up, but it's starting to taper off. Now, your question to me about advice is simple. It depends on your circumstances.
Sure.
Everybody's story is different. Everybody has a different goal. Here's what I think. Coming into the fall, I expect a very, very busy season. But it's going to be a productive season for both buyers and sellers. So this is really good news. Buyers are going to find more homes to look at. They shouldn't be discouraged. If they gave up last spring, they should get back in the market. And they're going to find some more options. And they're not going to have to use as much cash. The rates are higher, but you're not going.
Competition isn't there.
Right.
Not as much, I guess.
Not as much. So even though your payment is going to be a little higher, you're not going to have to dip into your savings to get the deal done. And sellers are still enjoying a very robust market. Okay. When inventory is moving at 8 days on market, that's a change from what it's been, but it's still a strong seller's market. The prices are high, and if you've got a property that is in a good condition and is properly marketed, you're going to enjoy a robust market on the selling side.
All right, Dan Brown with FC Tucker. Appreciate your perspective, and we'll see you back here next month.
Next month. Thank you, Kylie.
Sounds good. Thanks, Dan. It is 9:15 right now. Tara, talk about that forecast and the rain.
Yeah, we're talking some Sunday showers. We've got some showers and thunderstorms moving across parts of Central Indiana right now. We'll let you know when they come to an end in my full forecast.
You're watching Wish TV, Indiana's only statewide TV news network.